There's a pattern in history, an unbreakable cycle that is played out over and over again. It's not speculation, it's fact. Hard times create hard men. Hard men create soft times. Soft times create soft men. And soft men, they create hard times. And look around. What do you see? Do you see strong, capable, resilient men shaping the world, leading with wisdom and strength? Or do you see weak, fragile, soft men crumbling under the slightest pressure, drowning in their own self-pity, running from responsibility? We are in the era of soft men and hard times. And if that doesn't terrify you, you're either blind or part of the problem. Soft men think the world will accommodate their weakness. They believe that their feelings dictate reality, that the universe bends to their emotional fragility. But reality does not care about feelings. The universe does not grant special favors to those who whine the loudest. It crushes those who are not prepared, who are not strong, who are not willing to fight. And yet, society today coddles weakness, demonizes strength, and promotes a world where men are encouraged to be passive, helpless, and soft. But here's the truth. Weakness is a disease. It spreads. It infects, it destroys, and we are watching it eat away at the foundations of civilization. They call it toxic masculinity. They say that being a man is something to be ashamed of, something to suppress. They push weakness as virtue. They tell you that strength is dangerous, that assertiveness is aggression, that discipline is oppression. But here's the truth. The only thing toxic about masculinity is trying to erase it. Because when you suppress masculinity, you don't get a world filled with peace and harmony. You get a world ruled by chaos, confusion, and destruction. Men are naturally built to lead, to protect, to build. That's not an opinion. That's a biological reality. When you strip away masculinity, you leave a vacuum. A world where weakness is celebrated and mediocrity is the standard. When you remove the protectors, when you silence the strong, when you vilify the men who are willing to stand up and bear the weight of responsibility, you don't get safety. You get collapse. You get criminals running the streets, corrupt leaders abusing their power, and entire generations lost in confusion because they no longer have strong male figures to guide them. The modern world has convinced men that they should apologize for their natural instincts, to be providers, to be protectors, to take charge. They shame men for being competitive, for being ambitious, for seeking dominance in their craft. And yet, when things go wrong, who do they turn to? Who do they expect to fix the problems, to rebuild, to stand in the fire and bring order back to the chaos? The same men they tried to break. Weak men are not harmless. They are not safe. They are not virtuous. They are the most dangerous thing walking this earth. Because a weak man is an unstable man. A weak man is a man who blames others, who crumbles under pressure, who lashes out instead of taking responsibility. A weak man is a man who follows orders without question, who is easily manipulated, who bends at the first sign of resistance. He is the coward who stands by while evil takes over, too afraid to fight back. He is the one who sells out his values, who betrays his own people, who kneels instead of standing tall. And here's the real kicker. A weak man will do more damage to the people he loves than the strongest enemy ever could. Because when disaster strikes, when the world demands action, when the storm comes, he won't be ready. He'll fold. Weak men don't lead. They don't build. They don't protect. They exist in a perpetual state of fear, waiting for someone else to solve their problems. They hide behind excuses, behind systems, behind false morality, thinking that avoiding hardship is the same as being good. It's not. It's cowardice. A world run by weak men is a world that self-destructs. Every great collapse in history, every empire that crumbled, was led by men who had lost their edge. Men who became too comfortable, too soft, too unwilling to fight for what mattered. And right now, we are watching history repeat itself. There's an old saying, it's better to be a warrior in a garden than a gardener in a war. And that's the core of masculinity. Be strong, be prepared, be dangerous, but control it. A real man doesn't walk around looking for fights. He doesn't unleash chaos. But when the fight comes to him, he ends it. The world is full of gardeners who think they're warriors. People who have never endured real hardship, never been tested, never had to push through adversity. Yet they think they're ready to lead, to make decisions, to shape society. And that's why we're in this mess. We have people making decisions who have never built anything. People pushing policies who have never protected anything. People shouting about morality who have never been tested by hardship. You don't build a world on softness, excuses, and entitlement. You build it on strength, discipline, and action. Here's the brutal reality. Hard times are coming whether you like it or not. The cycle doesn't break. It's happening right now. And the question isn't whether or not you can avoid it. The question is, will you be ready? Will you be one of the strong ones who stand tall, who hold the line, who rise to the challenge? Or will you crumble like the weak men who created this mess, too scared to face the storm? The choice is yours. But understand this. If you embrace weakness, you will be crushed by the weight of this world. If you reject masculinity, you will have no protection when the storm arrives. If you refuse to develop strength, you will be left behind. The strong will rule. The weak will serve. That's how it has always been. Hard times are inevitable, but what kind of man you are when they arrive, that's up to you. The time to prepare is now.